What's up, Meta Nerds? This video is all about the TX-225 GAVw Occupier Combat Assault Tank, also referred to as the Imperial Combat Assault Tank. It was developed by Rathana Heavy Engineering, which makes the fact that it's a tracked-based vehicle very unique. There are almost no tracked vehicles used by the Republic or the Empire, opting instead for walkers when hovercrafts wouldn't be wanted due to their inability to pass through energy shields. There was the Sentry Tank, also known as the TIE Crawler, but you'd be hard-pressed to find other examples. Though the CIS did implement some track-based vehicles, like the Snail Tank and the Hailfire Tank. The reason why they opted for the track is that it performed better in densely packed cities like Jeddha. If you wanted a vehicle with a profile this low, it would be very slow if it used a bunch of tiny walker legs. The tall legs that we see on AT models are only able to achieve reasonable speeds due to their long strides. This height would prevent some walkers from being able to navigate more ancient cities with overhangs, arches, and general stuff that was strung up from building to building. With this track system, it had a very short profile of 1.82 meters or just under 6 feet, meaning a Wookiee could look down on it, but it was still tall enough to run over an Ewok. And at 7.3 meters or 24 feet long, its overall length was exactly 1 Jawa longer than a TIE fighter. This thing was able to hit top speeds of 72 kilometers per hour or 44 miles per hour, which is still slower than most modern tanks, but it is faster than an AT-AT. If we take a look inside the Occupier, we see that what got this whole thing moving was a Rathana Heavy Engineering 80GT500 engine block. And this vehicle wasn't equipped with any shielding due to the enormous weight and heat that a system like this would produce. Instead, the entire tank is covered in one of the best sci-fi word salads of any Star Wars vehicle. It was covered in composite laminate armor, which was created by making a matrix of quandinium-enriched titanium interspersed with ceramic plates that were then phase bonded onto an elastic lattice, which made the armor extremely tough, but still able to distribute a shockwave across the entire body. Up front, we see the driver hatch cover, which, when not taking fire, can have the driver's head outside of the tank for better viewing. If they do run into some rebels, the driver can close the hatch, and the seat and controls will lower into the right position. The same system is used for the tank commander, who, when taking fire, can also comfortably sit right behind the driver. Here the commander would view data and enjoy a mean cup of blue milk. The gunner and vehicle's technician sits off to the side and had a complex system of view screens and can control the weapons with similar controls to the driver. Right above him is a heat venting system and air conditioning unit. Fuel for the Occupier is located here, and right in front of the driver is a tensor field generator, something that has the opposite effect of a repulsor lift, allowing the vehicle to dig into the ground more so that it had better traction on uneven or steep terrain. For weapons, the Occupier has 3 Dimec Mk2 medium laser cannons, one fixed cannon right up front, which could be controlled by the pilot, and then on each side, hanging over the tracks, were a pair of cannons controlled by the gunner. This large wheel contained a drive motor that could raise and lower so that these could be used both as anti-infantry and anti-aircraft cannons. If we take a look inside, we see the coolant used to prevent overheating, and the conversion coils that kept the plasma beam fired accurate for a long enough distance to take down ships. But one of the main functions of this tank was to carry cargo, and this is why they were perfect for Jeddha. They could make it through the narrow, ancient streets with enough firepower to scare off most rebels, while still transporting the Kyber crystals needed for Imperial weapons research. It could carry 3 large shockproof containers, each filled with dozens of these sacred crystals. Well, that's it for the TX-225 GAVw Occupier, but you definitely want to hear these cool facts and behind the scenes stuff. Originally, this was going to be a hover tank, and this was told to toy makers who printed it as such before the Rogue One design team decided to change it to a tracked vehicle. This is why there's now considered to be a hover variant of the Occupier. And what's really cool is that the vehicle used on film was a real, functional armored vehicle, a British-made Alvis Stormer flatbed. And to make sure no actors were hurt, or the set destroyed, Lucasfilm actually hired real tank drivers to operate it during these scenes. Well, that's it for the Occupier. If you liked it, go ahead and hit that like button, and be sure to leave a comment down below if I missed any cool facts, or if you have a suggestion for future videos. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at MetaNerdsLore, so you can see us build Star Wars props and cosplays, along with some other cool Star Wars stuff. If you want to help support this channel, check out the description below for our Amazon store and our Patreon. And be sure to subscribe, because we're making videos like this every single day. But more important than all that, remember, there are some perks to being the tank commander, and the Force will be with you, always.